Thank you, John. The sensitivity surrounding opinion polling, especially during electioneering time, has led to Parliament passing a law to streamline and regulate opinion polling in the country. Now today, we look at the debate that has captured the Kenyan psyche, talk of numbers, and in this case, Mutahi Ngunyi's tyranny of numbers. For those of you who haven't had a chance to look at it, political scientist Mutahi Ngunyi's assumption on the March 4th outcome comes in the basis of Kenya's history of voting along ethnic lines. If the existing coalitions are to be judged based on how the different communities registered to vote, then Mutahi assumes that for Jubilee, the Gema and Kalenjin will vote for the coalition as a bloc. The combined vote for the bloc would be 6.2 million voters actually, which is actually 43.2% of the total votes. This is according to the IEBC voter registration tallies. With these strongholds being basically Kiambu at 860,000 votes, followed by Nairobi at 711,000 votes, followed by Meru at 483,000 votes. According to Mutahi, the Code Coalition in its part comprises of mainly the Luo Nation and 80% of the Kamba Nation. The combined starting point for Code in this case would be 2.74 million votes. This is arrived at by adding the Prime Minister's ethnic support being Luo and that of the Vice President, which is Kamba, with their greatest support base being in Kisumu with approximately 388,000 votes, followed by Machakos with 356,000 votes, followed by Homa Bay with 331,000 votes. The Amani Coalition on its part is about consolidating the Luhya vote, which stands at 1.9 million votes as per the IEBC register, with its strongest points being Kakamega at 566,000 votes, followed by Bungoma at 412,000 votes, followed by Busia at 251,000 votes. Mutahi says that the Jubilee coalition has at least 25% in the maximum of 38 counties, calculated using ethnic arithmetics. Of these, 7 counties are marginalized, which means that the bankable counties are actually 31. The Code Coalition has a chance of winning at least 25% in a minimum of 28 counties if historical patterns are anything to go by. And of these, 7 are actually marginalized region. That means only 21 counties are bankable in a worst case scenario. This presents 3 counties shy from the 24 mandatory counties as per the 25% rule. For the Amani Coalition, the 25% minimum rule for this coalition is actually inconsequential. To win the election first round, the winning coalition requires to garner roughly 7.1 million plus 1 votes. This is based on the unlikely assumption that we will have 100% voter turnout. If the turnout is 70% or either 50%, this threshold will change. Now, if the ethnic voting is the basis of our election, then Jubilee requires 980,000 votes to reach the 50% plus 1 victory line, while Code on its part requires 4.3 million votes to reach this mark, while Amani requires 5.2 million votes. But differently, the distance between Jubilee and a first round win is 0.9 million votes, while that between Code and this mark is 4.3 million votes. Mutahi Ngunyi's numbers compared with national opinion polls of coalitions shows a different setting. An opinion poll average of the latest Ipsos, Sinovate and Infotrack poll shows that Raila Odinga is at 49%, while Uhuru Kenyatta is at 40%, with Musalia Mudavadi at 4%. Over to you now, Dennis, for an in-depth analysis of these 2 contradicting polls.